X because the answer is immediately after you get done kissing my.
Dang!
He also called poor Yorick a little goddamn pussy whipped bitch, and that he quote made
Oh God, y'all are the true monsters. Video brought to you by ZYRL Miles. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know how to say the whole name, but you didn't put a link, but you said find a rabbit hole of any video game. I might need y'all to put links or else I'll just find something, or maybe I might end up skipping those ones if you don't have a link because I don't want to pick the wrong one. Based off of the comment, I found this, the SCP Foundation, Down the Rabbit Hole. Now, SCP, that's by Frederick Knudsen. SCP, I've noticed, is a big era type of thing way back. It's a very old game. I just know you run into the building and it's like, the main thing is this little toy looking thing that follows you if you turn your back to it. And then, I know you in that game, you have to blink too. And then it's like weird stuff the deeper you go in. But that's all I really know about the thing, but we're gonna see what this rabbit hole talks about if it gets crazy. I don't know if you need to know the game to unpack this, but we're gonna see what's going on. Down rabbit hole. Okay, that's that's one way to put it. All right, SCP Foundation. All right, let's unpack this. Let's get into it, y'all.
Opening the SCP Foundation's website, it can be difficult for the reader to shake the feeling they've stumbled upon something they shouldn't have. In the top left is a strange-looking seal.
Oh, they have an actual, like, real-life website?
Contain, protect.
Okay.
In the center of the page are the words, "Warning, the Foundation database is classified. Access by unauthorized personnel is strictly prohibited.
Yeah.
Perpetrators will be tracked, located, and detained." Though there are many places to go from here, most readers quickly find the SCPs.
Look at how many SCPs most readers quickly find SCPs. The SCPs is the creatures, bro. There's actually 90. There's not 99. That's just one of the pages. There's actually over 3,000. Is it really 3,000 creatures, bro? In SCP? No way! Is it in the actual game itself? Or maybe this is like the lore. Maybe they have like 100 in the game, but then they made up 1,000 more in the like website. But this is insane though.
Named. Thousands of articles are collated
this is already
into a
crazy
list, each with their own strange names, such as telepathy virus, charity worms, and the
telepathy virus. Skin worm, the game show of death. These are all SCPs. The morgue, red ice. They all have cool names too. Like
any of these takes the reader to a formal report, which gives.
Oh, and then you get a report on it with a picture. Object class Euclid 87 is located on the campus. The doorway leading to. I'm actually over here reading. I don't see it though. Is it in the darkness?
An item number, an object class.
Okay. Let it go.
And a description of the object or phenomenon itself. Sometimes these formal reports will have an attached image and addenda as well.
Yeah.
And in the top right, a rating is provided. Most of these reports are remarkably disturbing or strange, a feeling aided by how some of the information is censored with
Look at the image. It's a face.
Sometimes simply removed with the words redacted or data expunged. Closer inspection reveals that the entirety of the SCP collection is licensed under Creative Commons, meaning that anyone can share or adapt it for any purpose.
Oh, so anybody can just change the SCP stuff
Commercially. So how exactly did this strange website come to be, and who is behind it?
Oh, wow. So was it a website first, or then the game? Maybe it was a website first, and then the game came out from the website. 4chan
is most notorious for its inflammatory user base.
I've never been on 4chan.
Sections that tend toward more constructive activities. One of these is the Paranormal Board, also known as X. This board served and continues to serve as a sort of digital fire pit, around which users concoct their own tales of terror and share them with one another, a practice known as creepypasta. The style, quality, and length of this kind of story varies widely, but some of them end up shared around the internet, gaining appreciable popularity. Two of the most popular are Slender Man from the forums.
Yeah, Slender Man. Oh, what's this one called? Russian Sleep Experiment. I seen that before too. Slender Man took the world the internet by storm, bro. Once that came around, games, stories, everything, bro. And I honestly, I went down a Slenderman rabbit hole when this game was popping. And then there was like YouTube videos of like showing he's real, of showing people like bro, I was in there because I was at that time I was like just believing in stuff. That was also when I was in the Illuminati rabbit hole too, like of celebrities doing signs and stuff showing, and then I was in that rabbit hole along with Slenderman too.
Experiment from a WordPress blog. Before these two even existed, however, there was one story posted to 4chan's X board that would capture the rampant imaginations of enthralled readers. Sometime in the summer of 2007, one anonymous user posted his writing to X. It was very short, reading thusly.
Ew! He got a little cake in the back though.
Document number SCP-173.
That's the main one.
Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. Item SCP-173 is to be kept in a locked container at all times.
Oh snap.
When personnel must enter SCP-173's container, no fewer than 3 may enter at any time, and the door is to be relocked behind them.
Okay, so this is how the game starts. I know about this one is like, you have to look and you can't even, if you blink, it can even move. As long as you're not looking at it.
At all times, 2 persons must maintain direct eye contact with SCP-173 until all personnel have vacated and relocked the container. Description: moved to Site 19, 1993. Origin is as of yet unknown. It is constructed from concrete and rebar with traces of Krylon brand spray paint.
Concrete and rebar.
SCP-173 is animate and extremely hostile. The object cannot move while within a direct line of sight. Line of sight must not be broken at any time with SCP-173.
That's so creepy.
Personnel assigned to enter container are instructed to alert one another before blinking. Object is reported to attack by snapping the neck at the base of the skull or by strangulation. In the event of an attack, personnel are to observe Class 4 hazardous object containment procedures. Personnel report sounds of scraping stone originating from within the container when no one is present inside. This is considered normal, and any change in this behavior should be reported to the acting HMCL supervisor on duty. The reddish-brown substance on the floor is a combination of feces and blood. Origin of these materials is unknown. The enclosure must be cleaned on a bi-weekly basis.
That's crazy they have images for them as well.
Immediately stood out to the readers. The first was the unique format, which fit well to a textual medium, giving the feeling that one had discovered something forbidden. The second was the implication that there was much, much more than just this object. After all, it was labeled number 173. Building off of this, other people began posting their own SCP
173. So that's the first ever SCP that came out, 173. So then people started making the other ones.
Same format. One of these was SCP-682,
Oh.
also known as the hard-to-destroy reptile, a creature bent on killing humans that also has the capability...
So SCP is just like fire. It's like somebody started it, but it's like the internet finished it. Like they just all jumped, stockpiled in and started making ones that sounded legit and put it in there. So it's all a combination of people.
Rapidly adapt to anything that may harm it. The containment procedures call for it to be perpetually immersed in a vat of hydrochloric acid to prevent it from regenerating its flesh. As more of these articles were created, a few forum members postulated that the articles should be moved to another website so that they may be preserved and better shared, and the response to this idea was almost universally positive.
Hey.
On
Wikipedia?
January 19th of 2008, a few users set up a wiki using the website Edit This, where they collected the many dozens of threads that had been created on 4chan and collated them into an unwieldy list. This day marked the first website devoted specifically...
Locked until someone makes one worthy of the title of SCP-1. Oh wow. Dang, they really made a list of all of them.
SCP Foundation setting. Certain authors began to make themselves known when the transition was made, most notably a person who worked under the pseudonym Dr. Gears. As more SCPs were written, the style became more concrete, as did certain elements of the fiction. The O5 Leadership Council was cemented as the highest leadership authority, and the practice of utilizing disposable individuals for dangerous tasks became a common theme, eventually taking on the name D-Class. Despite the hundreds of entries that were written over time, the community remained fairly small, partially because of how difficult it was for them to communicate with one another. Though they managed to maintain relative decorum despite this, there was one issue that couldn't be avoided: the pressure of limited space. So, the community moved to another website, Wikidot, where all of the articles from Edit This were copied. Now, the users had access to forums, where authors and enthusiasts could discuss SCP-related subjects and share ideas while providing feedback on one another's articles. This was also when the first elements of leadership began to manifest, all working under pseudonyms and for no personal profit. The first three administrators were Dr. Gears, Fritz Willy, and Kane Pathos Crow. Though there were technically 4 administrator accounts, 2 of them were secretly the same person. Fritz Willy had anonymously created the new Wikidot site under the name The Administrator before creating his own personal account due to the fear that the creator of the site would receive favoritism. This decision helped set the positive ethical name The Administrator.
Anonymously created the new Wikidot site under the name Administrator. Also, there wasn't favoritism of like
before creating his own personal
whoever the
account
creator
due
was.
To the fear that the creator of the site would receive favoritism.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, good man.
Decision helped set the positive ethical standard for the SCP Foundation, which would become a core part of its culture for years to come.
Good stuff. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's getting weird.
Though the SCP community was very small, there were enough people that the general quality had begun to decline, since many would simply post their SCPs without receiving feedback. Mary Sue's and self-inserts abounded, and a playful attitude had come to characterize new entries. Kane Pathos Crow described how the atmosphere of the Foundation had changed over time. The Foundation itself is no longer this great shadow that looms over the horizon, too huge and far-reaching to truly see. It has become a pet, something that allows itself to be tamed and groomed. Dr. Gears diagnosed the issue with dramatic flair. As we add, we destroy. With every entry, it peels away the horror more and more.
Yeah.
And even enhance the feel of the first entry. However, many more tear it down. Along with this diagnosis, he offered a threefold
it's not even scary anymore. It becomes fun because everybody can just jump
deletions.
in.
We have a ton of SCP items, and we could trim over 1/4 of them with no issue. No decommission, no please edit pleading, just gone. Free the number for someone else. 2. Stricter edits. If people ask you again and again to edit your work and you do nothing, be prepared to lose your article. If
they started making rules.
We have other people who are. If your only response is, okay, you fix it then be prepared to lose your article to the editor.
Okay, they making rules for real. Okay, I don't think this is, I'm gonna finish this video, but this isn't probably what I should have clicked on. This is like not a rabbit hole. This is like the history of SCP, of how they started the page and probably the games and stuff. Rabbit hole, a good rabbit hole is like taking you deeper into the game itself and trying to like unpack certain mysteries of the game. This is like a history of where it came from. He kind of titled it wrong. For the reason I clicked this title is different than what he's actually doing. But he is going down a rabbit hole of everything, but it's like, it's actually the real history of the game, of how it started.
Pile of crap and someone edited it into solid gold, then they should get the credit, not you. 3. Banning. If you are consistently a jerk / uncooperative / stupid / horrible at writing, we do not want you.
They don't hold back.
Getting downvoted or deleted, maybe you should be doing something else. Instead of constantly cleaning up after bad users, remove the source of the issue.
Dang!
By stating, in short, we need to start acting more like the Foundation, a soulless, shadowy, bureaucratic entity with zero tolerance for mistakes, incompetence, or insubordination. One whose actions are carried
we getting
out
all the trash out of here.
Without apology or
That's what we doing. Cleaning up.
This plan, however, could only be enacted to a certain degree due to how few administrators and moderators there were, and the body of people to promote was small compared to the amount of work flooding into the wiki. Stories of wild
sex-hating sphere,
proliferated during this time, and many more fiction tales were created. Most notable of these was the Wanderlust series, written by a figure under the name The Fishmonger, who would eventually become one of the most divisive members of the community. Not everybody was happy with this lighter direction, and a majority of the members pined for a return to the more Lovecraftian rhetoric that had originally characterized the Foundation, couched in plausible science. Dissent entered into the administration of the Foundation Wiki. Members began manipulating the rating system in order to protest certain actions rather than police the quality of articles, and one moderator in particular, under the name Dr. Kondraki, began acting out by abusing his moderator privileges. Many of the higher-tier writers who had enjoyed the atmosphere left the site, further reducing the average quality of articles. The timing for this schism could hardly have been worse, as the one person with ultimate power over the site, Fritz Willy, aka the administrator, had been missing for some time.
He's gone?
If
Come on now.
The SCP Foundation was to survive, severe and swift action would have to be taken.
Dang. Administrator left.
The other moderators and admins demoted Dr. Kondraki and issued him a 24-hour ban. When he returned to the wiki only to collect and publish personal details of another user out of spite, he received a permanent ban. To deal with the low-quality articles, the moderators enacted the mass edit, where they began systematically sifting through them and manually deleting them, purging large swaths of content with the only community feedback being the page's rating. After contacting the owners of the Wikidot site, the administration was able to move site ownership privileges to an active user, allowing for complete control once again. Though a small contingent of users were frustrated about their articles being deleted despite technically having a positive rating, the actions were received well by the community. But none of these actions could compare with the difficulty of the decision they had to make only 2 months after the mass edit. The Fishmonger had been one of the most popular writers for the Foundation for some time, excelling in stories that fit with the older, more carefree tone of the Foundation, and he had become one of its centerpieces. After the mass edit in February of 2010, the Fishmonger published a story on the website, which was downvoted by one of the other senior staffers, Poor Yorick. He included the comment, "I just find the idea of a Keter-class SCP becoming something intentionally cute within canon anathemic to my view of the site."
Keter class.
Side note, in the fiction, Keter-class SCPs are the most dangerous kind commonly found, typically meaning that the Foundation is actively attempting to destroy them or contain them permanently due to the threat they pose to humanity.
That's the most dangerous ones.
The class beneath that is Euclid, which means the object or phenomenon is actively harmful and dangerous.
Euclid.
The lowest class is safe, meaning that as long as the object sees no interaction, it is of no harm.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Incensed by this criticism, the Fishmonger replied by saying, quote, "Yorick, your girlfriend told you to vote this down and you're not going to pull any horse shit over on me, so just come out and say it already." He went on to say that,
"We're going through some SCP drama.
Vote however you like, but I don't want to hear any more goddamn, 'Hey Fish, when are you going to finish X?' because the answer is immediately after you get done kissing my ass."
Dang!
He also called Poor Yorick a little goddamn pussy-whipped bitch, and that he, quote, made
Oh god, y'all are the true monsters.
an enemy
Oh
today.
goodness.
The moderators and admins had tolerated the Fishmonger's rude attitude before, but for many, this was crossing a line. A thread was created about disciplining the Fishmonger, where they began to discuss their next course of action. Snorlison writes, quote, "Fishmonger has often gotten a pass."
This is not this is not about SCP. We dealing with like the lore drama of people creating SCPs, bro.
Behavior because of his contributions as an author. The fact that he brought this up in the inflammatory actions indicates he is aware of this special status, and this is most definitely not the first time he has actively used it. Dr. Gears put it more poetically. Fish is a foul-mouthed, wretched, petty man who breathes cruelty and shits suffering.
God,
that being said,
y'all are poetic with y'all roast, bro. I need to get on y'all level. That's just like, that's something artistic about the way y'all insult each other on this thread, bro.
One of the best writers we have, and therefore we have dealt with this rubbish continuously for some time.
Oh my god.
Much like an atomic scientist who insists on having hookers for assistance, we have complied with his eccentricities due to the demand for his work. After some indecision, they decided to issue him a temporary ban, and when he returned, they informed him that a close eye would be taken to his actions. He he responded with dramatic fervor. He said, "You'll find I respond poorly to threats." At this point, the subject of a permanent ban was raised, and the idea was seen favorably. Dr. Clef said,
They got him out of here.
Admin and I have this authority, I am damn well using it. The fishmonger, with characteristic flair, responded with an ultimatum. Since the decision has been made that having my writing is not worth putting up with my dramatics, then you shall have neither. Effective immediately, I formally request that all original material I have submitted to the SCP Foundation Wiki
be removed. This man petty, bro. This is not SCP. This is some drama, bro. He get kicked out. He said, no, I'm not no longer writing future ones. I also want y'all to take down all the other ones that I wrote, because those are all the good ones. Take all the good ones up.
Removed. If this material is not removed within 2 weeks, I will not contact you further. Legal summons will be sent via my
lawyer. He say, I'm gonna talk, dog. They really taking it this far for some SCP, like, lore.
Lawyer Donald B. Spear to Wikidot and their hosting server,
not Donald B.
pursuant to Section 512 to Title 19 of the United States Code.
Oh, nah.
Though all writing on the Foundation website is published under Creative Commons and therefore has little legal ground for removal, it was and continues to be site
right,
policy
bro. It's
to
on
remove.
Creative Commons. Literally, the point of that site is that it's a place where you can all just upload together. Well, I guess it would fall under the administrator account, but still, the point of the site is that everything is fair use in this place, bro. At least that's what I think. What he said the site is.
Content when the author requests it. Thus, the moderators made the call to have his work expunged from the site, even though it meant gouging out a sizable hole in the canon of the Foundation. The fishmonger seemed to believe that there will be a massive outcry, and many of the moderators thought similarly.
That's
Some
so
wondered
petty.
if the site would then begin to peter out.
SCP-1018.
These fears, however, never came to fruition. Rather than signaling the end, it marked a transition for the Foundation. With the removal of the fishmonger's works, much of the final remnants of the old style of Foundation writing had been purged, and the grimmer style took hold. Support for the fishmonger had evaporated after his spiteful demand to have his work removed from the site, and the user base seemed more ready than ever to forge ahead
we keep
into
it pushing without you, bro.
future.
Get up out of
The rules
here.
and mechanics of the site were further perfected, and the tight quality control meant that
Fishmonger pissed. He's seen it getting better. He like, oh, right. Like, yo, he feeling stupid. He thought it was all gonna fall apart after they took his work off. Man,
well-written
we don't need you.
Stories were being created. A number of free independent games were created about SCP-087, aka the Stairwell, and eventually one was
the Stairwell. There's a game dedicated just to singular SCPs, bro. That's so crazy. See, we needed a video unpacking that, the SCPs.
was released featuring SCP-1.
Markiplier, I think that's what I seen those days when I was watching YouTube. I think Markiplier, I ran into seeing him play the game, SCP. Most definitely, I think.
7-3, the statue, as the core hazard. As popular YouTubers found and played these games in their videos, more and more fascinated people were lured to the Foundation's site. As time wore on,
it's such a huge game too, because there's so many things to find. There's so many weird places and things. I remember there's like a weird hallway with 2 doors connecting to the hallway on the long sides, and you could just keep walking through each door leads to another hallway that's the same hallway. But if you keep walking, I think something happens after a while that you don't even know will happen, but you just keep doing it. I think that happened in one of Markiplier's videos. I don't know. It's just weird stuff that happens as you keep traveling through.
Moderators and admins would come and go, and there would be disagreements with how to handle the massive influx of people and the problems they caused, but none of these issues were insurmountable. Guides were created for new aspiring SCP writers, and refinement of existing content continues, even today. Now, there are thousands of articles and stories awaiting readers willing to plumb the depths of the Foundation, and there is little sign that this unconventional horror juggernaut is stopping.
Dang. Written and narrate. Okay, this was not the subject I was looking for. I did not know I was getting into SCP drama, bro. This man unpacked the drama between Fishmonger and the doctor and the admin. Dog, he said, I'll bring my lawyers. This had nothing to do with monsters. They were the monsters, bro. Them.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you missed the last Down the Rabbit Hole video, you can check it out right over there. It's on Christian Weston Chandler.
So his Down the Rabbit videos are kind of like the history. He should more so title it The History of SCP. Not the rabbit hole. Rabbit hole is like a mystery in the game that we dove in so deep and found this. Like, that's a rabbit hole, not like the actual unpacking. But this is the end of the video, bruh. I might check out some more rabbit holes. I don't think I'm satisfied with this as a rabbit hole, bruh. But we did unpack the history of SCP, how they started it up. But I know there's so much more to this game than it seems. But that's it for today, though. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Peace.